Welcome back to Virtual Reality Game Dev Ed. This is the fourth tutorial video for our friend codename S. Last time we went ahead and made a simple plane and turned it into a simple box and then cut it a little bit, and that is where we are picking right up. Okay. Now the reason we put on these edges is so we have something to work with here. If we just have one flat face, we can't really do much. We definitely want to have something extra. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and create sides. This is actually the beginning of our front room. Okay. Now what we want to do from here is actually come to one of your sides, doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and press 1, make sure we're looking at the front view, so I know that's the side I want. Shift middle mouse button to move the screen a little bit. Come down here and select faces, and then select this face. Shift to select a second, and then right click to select it again. Keep holding your shift button and select all these faces. Okay, those 4. Okay, now we want to extrude these out again, and we're gonna extrude them out about let's go ahead and extrude them out by 10 on the x-axis. So press E, and it automatically pulled it right off the flat face, so that's nice. Let's press 10 and it's going the wrong direction, so right click. Okay, E, X to undo, and there we go. Now it should work right. Okay, go ahead and left click. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, now just like we did earlier for the top of our box, we don't want these faces on the top. So with our faces selected, let's go ahead and right click this one, hold down shift to click a second one, and select all of these, and then go ahead and hit the delete button and delete those faces. Okay, now we have something weird going on. We have this strange vertice, or this strange edge, excuse me, coming out here in the middle of nowhere, and that's not what we want. So we want to come to our edge selector and select that edge. Okay, now the first thing we see is we have extra vertices in the middle from where we extruded it out. So let's go ahead and make sure to select, unselect that, Control Z. Make sure to select all of these edges here. There should be 4 little pieces of edges, okay? And then click your delete button and come up here to edges. They're not gone yet. We still have extra lines, so go ahead and right click again and again and again and again, and they made extra edges because we extruded it and whatnot. So go ahead and delete those edges again, and now they're gone. Okay, and that's how that worked. Okay, now we want to do the same thing over here. Go back to faces, right click on your second one, hold down your shift button, click this one and this one and this one, and then this time we want to extrude those out the opposite direction, but it should just go ahead and go right out. Press E, make sure it's on the x-axis but going the right way. So press 10 again, and that's definitely not the direction we want. So press backspace, and this time press -10, and there we go, left click. Isn't that nice? Now let's go ahead and select these top faces again and hit the delete button, delete those faces, and that was nice. That went ahead and deleted the edges right along with it. Okay, now we have the basic front, side, wings and whatnot. Okay, now we want to go ahead and extrude these back ones too. So press Control 1 to look at the back of your building. Hold Shift and middle button to move it to the middle of your screen so you got what what you're working with here. Okay, now we're coming on the y-axis this time. So select these faces on the back. Just select all 5 of these middle ones. Okay, now it's already 10 out. We want to go ahead and extrude it an extra 10 back. So let's see which way it's going when we press 1. That's not the right direction. So press delete. Okay, now -1, 0, and that's pretty much what we want right there. Left click that, and now we have our basic shape. Oop, let me right click that. Okay, now we have the basic shape of our house. Okay, go ahead and select these top faces. Right now we're not putting a roof on. I'm going to show you how to actually put that ceiling back on it. But right now we don't want it there because we want this to be easy to work with. So go ahead and delete those faces too, and that deleted those edges that were made there too. So that was nice. If your edges didn't get deleted, you can go ahead and just select them and delete them and whatnot. So there, now we have our simple design, right? That is the basis of our house, right? Let's go ahead and center this thing again. Okay, now what do we do from there? Well, now we want to put in some windows and such, right? So come on your sides here, press Control R to bring up the Loop Tools cut again, and we want 2 windows on the front and 3 windows on the back. So altogether we're going to need 6. Yeah, use 6 cuts. That's what we want. And use your wheel again to move up and down in the number of cuts. We want 6 cuts there. So go ahead and left click that and A to deselect everything, and go ahead and press Control R again. Make sure it's over here and scroll up again to make 6 more cuts over here. Left click and A to deselect. Alright, now we have enough upwards cuts to work with. However, we need to make the top and bottom of the windows. So we want to press Control R again, but this time bring it to the side and just put 2 cuts in. That will work. Now as you see, these cuts go all the way around the whole object. The wonderful thing about this cut tool is it will literally cut through the entire object. which can be convenient but can also be inconvenient depending on what you're trying to do at the time. So be careful with that. Okay, left click to select those. And that looks about right. Okay, now A to deselect everything. Now we have the window areas on the side that we want to work with. Now, which faces do we actually want to delete? The ones that I want here, I want to put 2 windows on the back, on the front of these rooms, and 1 window right in the middle of the back. So with my faces option selection, go ahead and select that face and this face, and then on the front select this face and this face. So it's a little bit offset, right? This face and this face. And you can see where my windows are going to be. Right? That looks nice, right? Okay, now just press the delete button and delete those faces right out of it. Okay, now we have some holes for the beginning of our windows. Isn't that convenient? Okay. Now we want to put a window on the side too. I went ahead and they're not going to be the same size at this point, so that's not actually how we want to do that. We have 6 cuts put on a 10 by 10, so our numbers are going to be off if we just went ahead and deleted those faces right now. So that's not how we're going to do that. We're actually going to come in and delete some of these extra vertices because we really don't need all that. Okay, so go to the edge mode and select all of these edges on the side. Pull it up where you can see your edges. Delete, well, first select all of just these edges, leave the top and leave the bottoms and the sides, of course, but select all of those edges like that, right? And go ahead and press delete those edges. Okay, now we have an interesting thing. There's no wall there anymore. However, we do have that extra edge on the top. So now press to select all of these edges all the way around. Oop, that's not the right one. Control Z. Actually, you know what? We don't want all of those extra vertices there on the top line. So let's go ahead and delete that top edge too, and I'll show you how to remake any edges real quick. You can make an edge, delete those edges. You can make an edge very simply. Come down here to vertice mode and select these very last vertices here, and then all you have to do is click F. And now it just made a solid edge for me. Ooh, we have some floating vertices out there. Go ahead and select those vertices and delete those as well. This was from earlier when I deleted those edges. I then delete the vertices in the middle. So now we have a solid line across the top and a hollow wall to work with, and I'm out of time in this video, so that's where I will pick right up. See you next time.